Cathedral of Rain. In the heart of the 21st century, where glass towers rose like proud cathedrals and neon lights bled into the night as once did stained glass into the dawn, there lived a young woman named Clara, whose soul was at once fragile as porcelain and yet vast as the ocean. She walked the avenues of the city as though each step were both a plea and a prayer, carrying within her the ancient loneliness of humanity that no machine, no screen, no fleeting message could cure. Amid the deafening chorus of a world forever speaking and forever unheard, she longed, not for applause, not for power, but for a gaze that would understand, a hand that would not abandon, a voice that would whisper her name as though it were a hymn. It was on an evening when the rain fell with that patient tenderness which only rain possesses, clothing the streets in a trembling silver, that she met Elias. He was no hero in the common sense of the word. His clothes carried the fatigue of too many commutes, his eyes the quiet fire of too many dreams deferred. Yet in his presence she felt the miracle that Victor Hugo once wrote of, that to love is to see the face of God. Their meeting was not a clash of destinies written in heaven, but a small, delicate accident. Two umbrellas colliding, two apologies whispered, two smiles hesitant yet unerasable. From that instant, the city ceased to be cruel. The skyscrapers no longer pressed upon the sky, but seemed to lean in curiosity at their footsteps. The buses, the sirens, the relentless traffic, once the cacophony of a merciless machine, now played like the accompaniment of some vast, unseen orchestra. In their silence, in their shared glances, they built a cathedral invisible to all but themselves, with pillars made not of stone but of trust, and stained glass formed of laughter and sorrow mingled together. But the modern world, indifferent and impatient, does not easily suffer such devotion. There were days when distance stretched between them like a tyrant, when messages unanswered became wounds, when doubts grew like ivy upon their hearts. Yet, as the ancient poets knew, and as the humblest lovers still know, true love is not the absence of despair, but the will to endure it. Elias, with trembling words, confessed that he feared he was unworthy of the vastness of what he felt for her. Clara, with eyes brimming not with tears but with stars, replied that love is never measured in worth, but in the courage to give oneself without armor. Thus, in a time where affection is often reduced to fragments on a glowing screen, they dared to live it whole, immense, ineffable. And though they were but two figures among millions, pressed between concrete and time, their love stood like a lighthouse, solitary, steadfast, and radiant against the storm. For in every century, whether beneath the shadows of Notre Dame or the shadows of skyscrapers, whether sung by poets or whispered in text messages, the truth remains unaltered. To love and to be loved is the only miracle that redeems the human soul.